Hey Pisces, this is Natalie from Inspired Alignment. I am coming to you today to do your tarot reading for the last half of September. So this is going to go from the 15th until the 30th of September. Unfortunately, I was not able to get through all of the signs for the first half of September. So for the second half, I started off with Aquarius, and I'm going to go from there. So now I am on Pisces. I know that a lot of people have gone through some challenging times over the last 2 weeks. Maybe not everybody, but I know a lot of people have been. That was part of the reason why I was unable to finish all of the videos. So hopefully I can give you some good messages for the second half of September. I think a lot of people have already kind of like gone through the hardest part, you know, and now we're kind of just like dealing with some of the aftermath here. So I am, this spread is going to be a little bit different. I am going to pull a few cards for your energy to see what Pisces is dealing with, like anything that they need to know for the second half of September, certain things that could be taking place during that time, and just like some general messages to kind of like give you an idea of what's going on. And maybe like, you know, what kind of energy you're in, or what, you know, some kind of guidance with the things that you need to know. So I'm going to pull a few cards for Pisces, and then after that I'm going to pull a few cards for a person that Pisces can be dealing with. So this can be a love relationship, it can be a family member, it can be a friendship, it could be a coworker, it could really be anybody. It's just the main person that you're dealing with during this time. We're going to kind of look at their energy. And if you're not really dealing with anybody specifically, you can just take those cards as some extra messages for yourself. So please check your sun, moon, and rising signs to get a more full picture of your specific situation. If you want a personal reading, you can email me at inspiredalignment33@gmail.com. Also, please like and subscribe. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. So I'm going to go ahead and get started with Pisces for the second half of September. Spirit, what messages do Pisces need to know for the second half of September 2018? What messages do Pisces need to know for the second half of September 2018? What messages do Pisceans need to know for the second half of September 2018? Messages do Pisces need to know? The cards are a little bit hard to shuffle for you, Pisces, so I don't know if you're feeling like, if you maybe you're dealing with a little bit of conflict right now. Usually if I have a hard time shuffling the cards, there's like some kind of like tight energy. What messages do Pisceans need to know? Second half of September. Okay, the first card that I have is the Scribe. Second card is Knowledge. Okay, and the third card is Perception. It's funny, I seen this card quite a few times when I was shuffling, so that was definitely meant to come out. Okay, and then underneath the deck we have the Ten of Air. So what I see here is I'm seeing a lot of like, I don't know if you're studying something, or researching something. It's kind of like like gaining knowledge, but definitely through like some kind of like written literature. It's almost like you're reading information. Maybe this is like information on the internet. Maybe you are like looking into some kind of stuff, like in actual books. But this is definitely information. And you may have some kind of knowledge or information on something that you cannot share. Maybe it's not safe for you to share the knowledge and information that you have for some reason. Or maybe it's just like not the time to share it. Like you know like some things, but right now it's not really the time to share it with others. You could be going to school for something, or trying to get yourself in a higher place, like in your career. Maybe you're trying to kind of like move up the ladder in some way. But yeah, you're definitely like doing some kind of research, some kind of studying. And I am getting a sense that maybe there are some things that you have some information about, but it's not time to really like kind of put it out there yet. You're kind of like keeping it to yourself. And because you are maybe holding some stuff in, like you're not really talking to people about something, it's weighing a little bit heavy on you. And I have the perception card here is, to me, it's really about us creating our own reality. So if we perceive something to be a certain way, usually to us in our reality, that is the way that situation is. But if we try to take another approach or look at something in a different way, if we change our perception about something, then we start to, our reality of that also changes. So there could definitely be something that like some information that you're gaining, some research that you're doing, and it could be like changing your perception of how you have viewed things in the past, or how you were brought up to view things, or how the people around you view things. And that might be why you are not sharing this information and you are like kind of keeping it to yourself, because you feel like maybe these people around you are not going to quite understand what it is that you have figured out. So I feel like your perception is starting to shift, and you're a little bit uncomfortable maybe sharing some of the knowledge and things that you have gained with the other people around you. So under the deck we had the 10 of air. So this is like kind of like an ending to a certain way of thinking. It's like it's an ending, but it's also a new beginning. And again, it goes really well with this perception card. It's like you're seeing things in a whole other way now. You're seeing things in a totally different light. And I think that this is like really good. Like, I think that actually you might really be like onto something here, Pisces, but I don't think that you feel like the people around you are ready for it. I don't think that you believe that they're going to understand. Which maybe they won't, but sometimes, you would be surprised. Sometimes people actually, are more open-minded than we think. I have to say I am kind of picking up that like you may have been experiencing some kind of like synchronicities, like maybe you're seeing number patterns. Maybe, you know, you are just seeing things in your everyday life that are very like, you know, coincidental. Or you are getting like messages in your dreams, or something is occurring, and because this is occurring so often, it's not something that you can ignore. And so like you, I think, have begun to even start doing like research on this, to like try and figure out and like gain knowledge on like what exactly this is that you're experiencing, because I think that, you know, that it's not really a coincidence, that, you know, there's no way that you can experience and see these things so often, like there has to be more to it. And so, you know, you're really like looking into this and kind of like studying that, and I think that it's really shifting your perception on how you have viewed things. So I'm going to pull a few cards for the person that you could be dealing with. So, Spirit, can I have a few cards for the person that Pisces will be dealing with during the second half of September 2018? What does Pisces need to know about the person that they're going to be dealing with? Messages do Pisces need to know for the person that they're dealing with in the second half of September? Okay, so the first card is the Four of Earth. Pisces is dealing with. Okay. The Four of Air. The Nine of Earth. And then underneath the deck, we have the Six of Fire. Okay, so what I'm seeing here is that the person that you're dealing with really is feeling kind of trapped in some way. Trapped in their mind, trapped in, I don't know, like trapped in material things in some way, like almost like they've like been fighting a hard battle for like stability, and, you know, to like build up like all of this like material stuff. And, you know, I'm getting like this like manly man sense of something, like, you know, and they've worked their butt off to like gain some kind of stability, but they're almost like stuck behind these walls now. And also, I mean, the Four of Air is very similar. I get like a feeling like this person is almost like stuck in like a matrix. They're stuck in, you know, like, thinking about things like in a linear way. You know, so thinking that things, it kind of goes with like that perception card that you had. So this person I'm getting definitely has, it, like, your perception of things is starting to change, and this person is not. Like, they're still kind of really stuck like in this 3D type of energy. So like really focusing on material things, kind of like really like thinking that, you know, just that kind of like, I don't want to say old fashioned, but like the way that we've been brought up, you know, thinking, you know, everything has to happen like in a certain way. Like we all have to follow this certain, you know, these certain steps in life, you know, like everything goes in order. And that's really kind of like the way that they view things and see things. And so then I have here the Nine of Earth. So, I mean, they have definitely worked really hard for everything it is that they have. But I'm wondering if, because, you know, you are kind of starting to shift and change a little bit, because you're discovering some, like, new things, that this person is, like, feeling maybe a little distant or feeling like you're like disconnected from them in a way. And so it's making them kind of like have to do some inner work. Which with, you know, these two cards here, I feel like that might be kind of difficult. Like I feel like, you know, they're really, you know, kind of like stuck in this frame of mind. And like they need to kind of like start seeing things in another way. This girl here, like her third eye is open. So it's like they almost need to like, you know, work on themselves and, you know, get to this point where they can be more spiritually enlightened, so that they can understand like where you're even coming from. Pisces in general are very spiritual people. They're very in touch psychically. They're in touch with like things, you know, that here in the 3D world, you know, in our everyday like material life, like, you know, Pisces I think are just naturally can see beyond that. And I think that this person is maybe having a little bit of difficulty doing that. And they need to do some work, on their own. I mean, it doesn't really look like you're wanting to like share a whole lot of information, because I think you know that this person is like maybe not going to be so easily, their perception isn't going to be so easily swayed. And so that's why you're kind of not saying anything, but that's like okay, because this person is going to have to do this on their own. Like you're not going to be able to like force a change. You're not going to be able to force this person to change their point of view. This is like inner work that a person has to do on their own. And here I have the Six of Fire. So in this card, I get like a sense of like this duality. I'm also seeing that like kind of traditional way of thinking. You know, he's got like that Boy Scouts honor type thing. It kind of reminds me of the Hierophant in the traditional tarot. So, you know, just like those like things that like marriage and religion and all of these things that we've built up around us, like as things that like we've like almost like these boxes that we've built to put ourselves in. You know, so this could be a person that is religious. You know, they might kind of really strongly believe in a certain kind of religion, and you know, maybe they think the third eye is like, you know, evil or something. You know, maybe that's just like the way that they've always grown up or believed it, you know. So this is, though, I see like, you know, this duality of, you know, both sides, the light and the dark, and both of these swords like kind of coming together. You know, but this person right now, I feel like, you know, they're kind of content with, you know, believing in things the way that they always have. And if you have a strong relationship with this person, this might become like a point of contention between the two of you. So I'm going to pull some clarifying cards to see if we can get some more information on this. Spirit, can I get a clarifier for the Scribe? What is the Scribe here for Pisces? I'd like to clarify the Scribe. Okay, so I have the Death card. You know, you might be getting information from somebody that has passed away. This person could be maybe sending you, you know, some kind of like messages or something, and you're really like recognizing it. You're really seeing it. So if you have like somebody that was close to you that has like passed on, they could be like coming to you in your dreams. You could just be seeing things that remind you of them. And they're part of the reason why, you know, like you started to do this now. You started to like want to gain this knowledge. Could also be dealing with a Scorpio. That could just be a special message for one person. I have another card for the Death. Okay, the Sun. So, yeah, this is like really, you know, gaining enlightenment, you know, like shining the light on, you know, everything that's around you. And I really see like almost like a death and a new beginning. So this is like a total transformation. Like, you know, whatever this is that's happening with you, which to me, it sounds a lot like maybe like ascension, like you're going through some like ascension stuff, enlightenment. And so, you know, the old way of being and thinking is kind of dying and dead. And now you are beginning to see life in a whole new way. You're beginning to live life with more knowledge of what's really going on and kind of like living more in this like positive, you know, unconditional type of a way. You're really like shifting your perception and seeing things in a new light. So let me pull some cards for this person that you're dealing with. What is this Nine of Earth for the person that Pisces is dealing with? What is the Nine of Earth about? This is Nine of Earth. What's the Nine of Earth for Pisces? Okay, so if you are in a twin flame type of a relationship, this very well could be. You know, this person you could be a feminine and they could be a masculine. But like it's like, you know, usually the feminines are enlightened and they kind of like go through this ascension process a little bit before the masculine do. And it's something with that relationship, the two of you coming together, that creates, you know, the masculine counterpart to eventually kind of wake up and go through a spiritual enlightenment too. You know, there's like things that take place within the relationship. It's like a bond that really can't be denied, but the masculines usually stay stuck in this like 3D type of like way of seeing things longer than the feminine. And I am kind of picking that up here. So for what clarified the Nine of Earth was the Four of Wands, which is a twin flame card. If you're not a twin flame, this could be just a marriage. Like you could be married to this person. But I mean, you guys could be married, but like really kind of doing things in two totally different ways. Which is really kind of like significant of twin flames as well. I mean, like there's twin flames have a soul, like a really deep soul bond and a soul connection, but the way that they do things and the way that they operate are almost like complete opposite. There's very much, there's like a lot of similarities between the two, but the way that they do things is different from the other. So it's like what one person is lacking, the other person, you know, kind of like makes up for that in some way. So you could definitely be dealing with, you know, a marriage, a partnership of some kind, that is, you know, either committed or just a really deep soul bond. And you guys are kind of going through like this whole like awakening and ascension process right now, and this person is a little bit behind you. Like, you're kind of wanting this person to kind of like come out of the matrix and like, you know, pull themselves out of the illusion, because like you're already aware, your perception has changed. But I think that you know that this person is not ready to hear like what it is that you've discovered. So you're holding back a little bit. And I think that that's okay. Like, follow your inner guidance, because under the deck we have the Wheel of Fortune. You know, so the wheel is turning. You know, everything that happens for a reason. Like, this person, if they are meant to, you know, be enlightened, which I'm sure that they are, you know, this is going to happen in its own time and in the way that this person needs it to happen for them. You know, so just, you know, try and be patient, you know, trust in the plan. And then under that is the Empress, you know what I mean? So this very well could be a twin flame relationship. Very much so. Very much so. You know, things need to balance out. You know, both of these cards here, you know, it talks about balancing the scales, you know. So, yeah, I mean, this person is having to do some work on their own. And I think that you're already aware of a lot of things that they're not quite aware of yet, but you kind of have to let them figure this out on their own. What is this Six of Fire about, Spirit? Can you give me a card to clarify the Six of Fire here? What is this Six of Fire about? Okay, so the Ace of Cups. So this talks about, you know, unconditional love. There is, you know, obviously love here in this relationship. And you guys could be married, or maybe you will get married. I mean, I have like basically 2 marriage cards here. And this guy is holding a cup, you know, in his hand right here. I think it's like, you know, I'm going to pull a card on these 2 right here just to see, like, where is this person at with, like, kind of coming out of that way of thinking. Can I have a card for the 2 4s here? You also could be seeing a lot of 4s. I mean, there's a 4 here, a 4 here, and then the 4 here, the 4 of Wands. I mean, you could be seeing 444, 144, 441. You know, those could be some of those synchronicities that you're seeing. Can I have a card for these 2 4s here? Okay, so, you know, I think that this person, you know, 4s also stand for stability, you know, and I think this person is in some way trying to gain their stability. They are trying to get their place or themselves into a place that is stable. If you guys are not together, if you're like separated in some way, I think that this is like some of the stuff that they are working on. I definitely see union here in the future. I see the coming together of this relationship in the future if you are in separation right now. And, you know, I clarified these 2 4s with the Magician, you know, so he is, you know, he is the manifester. He is the magician. You know, he is trying to create the stability and all of the things that he needs to kind of experience this 4 of Wands, this like happy marriage, and this Ace of Cups. You know, he's trying to work on that. He's got all the tools, you know, he's just working. Like, I just get this feeling like kind of like working, and he's he, if this is a guy, I'm sorry, I keep saying he. For one, there's like a lot of men here in the pictures, but I got the feeling that this is like feminine, masculine. But this could be opposite. This could be a female, and that could be, you could be a male. So I also see that this person has the Nine of Swords. So, you know, something is keeping them up at night. They're thinking about something, you know, actually, oh wow. Okay, so something's keeping them up at night. Again, we have two more fours here. So the Four of Pentacles and the Four of Cups. They feel like they're stuck. Exactly like I said here. They're stuck in a situation. Maybe because their finances aren't right. You know, maybe they're like trying to hold on to whatever it is that they have left. Like they're holding on too tight. They don't want to let go of some stuff, and they need to, so that they can make room for this fourth cup to come in for them. Because they're not happy. They're missing something. There's something that they're missing. And, you know, even though they have these three cups and these four pentacles, that's not emotionally fulfilling to them. They want this other cup, you know, and the universe is trying to give it to them, but they're not even seeing it. They're not even looking at it. Because maybe their perception hasn't changed yet. You know, maybe they're going through that process right now. Right now, I just think this person is working hard. I think that they know, you know, that there's something else about this relationship that is important. They think about this relationship. They're thinking about you. They're thinking maybe about like this, you know, money issues and, you know, the time that they're spending on it. And it's got them stuck in their head. You know, they're like bound by their thoughts. They need to change their perception. They need to get out of their head. Wow, so I'm going to pull a couple cards with the Blessed Bee Tarot. What other information does Pisces need to know for the last half of September 2018? All right, these two wanted to fly out. So a blessing to heal a relationship, and a blessing to bring clarity, and under the deck is a blessing for peace of mind. So, you know, if obviously there is a little bit of, you know, there's a little bit of strain in this relationship. Maybe just simply because of the fact that you guys have two different ways of seeing things, or you're seeing things a little bit different. Maybe you're kind of pulling away from this person, or maybe you guys are twin flames and you're in separation. But so there's a blessing to heal this relationship, a blessing for you to get clarity on the things that, you know, you're getting clarity through this knowledge. And, you know, this enlightenment that you're going through. And so, you know, a blessing to bring him clarity, or this person some kind of clarity would be nice, so that they're not stuck in this Eight of Swords and Nine of Swords, you know, helping to bring them clarity. You know, if you do any kind of mantras or, you know, like prayers or healing or anything, you know, maybe just try and send this person some love, you know, try and ask to help bring them clarity. I also see that this woman has like some armor on her arm here. So it's like, you know, she's open, but she's got some armor on here just in case, you know what I mean, something tries to come in and hurt her, which, you know, so there's a little bit of a guard up here. It's starting to come off. So, you know, this could be you. You know, you're starting to be enlightened. You're starting to open yourself up, but you still got a little bit of armor on here because, you know, you've been hurt in the past. Maybe this relationship has hurt you at some point. And then here we have a blessing for a peace of mind. So, you know, this is really, you know, staying, you know, peace of mind for yourself. If, you know, you're having a hard time with this other person that you're dealing with, and, you know, they're just not seeing things the way that you would like for them to see them, or, you know, they're not on the same page as you, you know, just focus on you. You know, just focus on your peace of mind. This person is going to get to where they need to be. You know, they just need some time and maybe a little bit of space, you know. All right, I'm going to pull some of the White Worker Oracle cards. What other messages do we have for Pisces for the month of September 2018, for the second half of September? What messages do Pisces need to know? Second half of September 2018. What other messages do Pisces need to know? Messages do Pisces need to know? Okay, spiritual decree and Master Hilaron and Archangel Raphael. I'm going to actually read both of these from the book because they're kind of important. You might be having, you know, this might be bothering you a little bit that this person is not on the same page as you. Okay, so I'm going to read 41, which is spiritual decree. This says, you have been wondering what will happen next in your life, not realizing how much power you have to decide that for yourself. What do you wish to have happen next? Are you willing to use your divine birthrights of free will, voice, and empowerment to set the cosmic wheels in motion? If your answer is yes, then it is time to speak your truth to the universe. Decree it, and you shall be it. So, you might not be sharing this with other people. Maybe you're a little bit unsure about some of the realizations that you're coming to. But, you know, this is saying to start to stand in your truth. You know, start to stand in your truth. Speak to the universe. Speak to, you know, your higher self and your guardian angels, you know, and really, you know, try and build that communication and that relationship up spiritually with yourself and your spiritual team. I know that maybe this relationship is kind of like bothering you a little bit, but while this person is trying to like get their stuff together, you know, maybe really try and focus on, you know, growing your spirituality even more than you already have. So for number 28, this says, part of your divine purpose is to develop the power of your mind and use it for healing purposes. If you change your mind, you can change your world. Guidance and healing inspiration can come to you daily, helping improve your own life and the lives of others. Healing and opening the mind to new realities and possibilities are the gifts of Ascended Master Hilaron and Archangel Raphael. So that kind of really goes with that perception card. You know, every day you can decide what kind of frame of mind you want to be in for that day. You know, wake up every morning and have like some kind of positive affirmation, like, you know, that is on your phone, or, you know, put it on your mirror in the bathroom or something. Start your day off with something that is going to kind of put you in a positive perception for that day. You can do this every day for yourself. I'm actually going to also read the invocation that's here for number 28. So the invocation states, I call upon the healing grace of Master Hilaron and Archangel Raphael, who love me unconditionally. May my own mind now gain rest, clearing, and refreshment. May I be assisted through unconditional love for mental healing and development of my mind in service to my spiritual life purpose. Please help me let go mentally to allow for positive healing changes to happen. I ask for the grace I need to access all helpful knowledge, understanding, and wisdom necessary for me to fulfill my divine purpose. May my mind become peaceful, clear, and refreshed. May all beings be free from mental anguish. Through the grace and unconditional love of the divine, through my own free will, so be it. So yeah, Pisces, you know, it even talked about knowledge in there. If you are feeling a little bit kind of like up in your head, a little bit worried about this other person, you're having a hard time like detaching from the situation, this is asking you to really kind of take a rest, give yourself a break, focus on you and like how great you are. This person is going to come around. What's meant to be is going to happen, so if you are worrying, try to find ways to get yourself out of that energy, because everything is going to be okay. So I hope that these messages helped you, Pisces, and I will see you soon. Take care.